What you say, ladies and gents, it is your boy Bucket Sam and we are back again today for another video. Today's video I'm doing my Game Week 12 Championship predictions. So before we do that, smash that like button and subscribe if you haven't already. Let's get into it. Let's roll that intro. First game of the week is the 8 o'clock kickoff on Friday night, and I genuinely believe this is the biggest game of the game week. It's where second place West Bromwich Albion hosts 16th place Birmingham City. West Brom off the back of that disappointing game against Stoke where they did lose out 1-0 and they looked quite shaky, and they haven't been, yes obviously they've been winning recently, but they haven't been playing very well, and they're coming against a Blues side who form is just not going well for them at the moment. 4 losses in their last 5 games, but with these derby games, anything could happen. Blues could turn around their form. West Brom could bounce back after their big loss. Who knows? This is the problem. But I do think West Brom are going to come out on top here. I'm going to go for a West Bromwich Albion 3-1 home win. Our second game now, where two London sides battle it out, is where 5th place Fulham host 6th place QPR. And Fulham are coming back into this game after the international break from a really disappointing loss to Coventry, where they lost 4-1 after going 1-0 up. 4-1, and they're coming against a QPR side who are banging in the goals at the moment. 2 wins on the spin for them. Can they make it 3? I'm not so sure. I think Fulham are going to dominate here because of QPR's way of playing. I think it's going to work for Fulham, and I think it's going to just literally play into their hands. So I'm going to go for a big Fulham win here. I'm going to go for a 3-0 home win to Fulham. Third game now, where 17th place Nottingham Forest hosts 12th place Blackpool, and Blackpool are looking really good recently. Neil Critchley's men, what I said they would be, a well-drilled, well-oiled side that press beautifully, and in the last 4 games they've won 3 and drawn 1, and that's why they're sat mid-table. Very good, but they're coming against a form side in Nottingham Forest. Steve Cooper's men have had that new manager bounce and they look very good. I've said it all season, they've got the assets to be a very, very good side. It's just they needed a manager to get a coherent system going, and they finally have it. And they as well, in the last 4 games, got 3 wins and a draw, and I think they're going to come out on top here. I think Blackpool are going to lose a game. Their first loss in the last 4 games. I'm going to go for a 2-1 home win to Nottingham Forest. Our fourth game is where 11th place Millwall host 13th place Luton, and Millwall coming into this game unbeaten in their last 5 games. They're coming against a Luton side who've only won 1 in their last 5. But Luton love to draw, and I mean they absolutely love it. There is no better duo in the league than Luton and a draw. And you know what I'm going to say for this? I think this one's going to be a draw. I'm going to go for 1-1. Bristol City now hosting top of the league Bournemouth. Yes, 9th place Bristol have got off to a pretty good start. They've surprised me this year, but they've won 1 in the last 5 games. Not the best of form going up against the unbeaten team in the league, the form side. It is crazy to think we're in mid-October and Bournemouth still haven't lost a game. They're still sat at the top, and I think they're going to keep going here. I think they're going to go to Bristol here and put 2 goals past them. So I'm going to go for a 2-0 away win to Bournemouth. Now to our next game, where it's a bottom of the table clash, where 18th place Preston host bottom of the league Derby. And Derby, yes, they've had their points deductions, but they genuinely could stay up. The way they've been playing recently, they've got the joint best defensive record in the league. They're joint with Bournemouth for the least goals conceded. That is crazy. I genuinely believe if they carry on the way they're playing, they actually could stay up. They're not actually that far. Honestly, go have a look at the table. They're only on -1 point, but they're coming against a Preston side who are sat in 18th and have drawn 4 in their last 5. But I just think Derby are going to edge this here. I think what Rooney's doing is he's got a proper togetherness. This youth mixed with experience is working to a treat. Yes, it's a very thin and weak squad, but it's that togetherness that I really like, and I think they're going to nick a 1-0 away win to Derby. Middlesbrough now, who host Peterborough. Middlesbrough 15th in the league. It's been a pretty disappointing start for Neil Warnock's men. Just doesn't seem to be working. It keeps chopping and changing the side, and I think he just needs to find that starting 11 that will be consistent, and that's the problem, consistency. It's an easy thing to say that a team needs consistency, but it's hard to implement it, and I don't know what's going on there. But they've only won 1 in the last 3 games, but I think they're going to get a win here. They're coming against Peterborough, who have conceded the most goals in the league, and they look quite poor away, if I'm being honest. So I think this is going to be a 1-0 home win to Middlesbrough. Now to 10th place Reading, who host 22nd place Barnsley, and Reading are the informed side in the league, won 4 of their last 5 games. They're coming against a Barnsley side who have lost 3 on the spin, and things aren't looking good for Barnsley. The squad's looking very thin. They've had a few injuries, and they're really just struggling without Mowat this season. I think that's genuinely the main reason why, and obviously the manager's gone. it's just not working for them this year. I do think they're going to get relegated with the way they've been playing. Things need to change fast, and I can't see them changing against Reading. I'm going to go for a 2-0 home win to Reading. 8th place Blackburn now, who have lost 2 on the spin, come up against Coventry, who are coming off the back of the biggest win so far of the season. 4-1 against Fulham. 4 goals past Fulham against that Premier League squad, which is absolutely insane. Blackburn have looked a bit shaky in recent weeks. They need Ben, Brereton, Diaz to keep bagging those goals. And I think he will here. I'm going to go for a 2-2 draw. Huddersfield, the surprise package in that top half of the table. 7th place, and they're playing some really nice football. And they're coming up against a Hull City side who are sat in 21st place. It's what we expected, let's be honest, with the transfer embargo they've got on. But they have lost 3 in their last 5 games. So the form is saying it's got to be Huddersfield, and I think I'm going to back the form on this one. I know every now and then I say form means nothing, but I think it means something in this game. I'm going to go for a 2-1 Huddersfield home win. Stoke City now sat in 4th place against 14th place Sheffield United. And Sheffield United, it was all looking rosy, it was all looking good, and then they've got 2 losses on the spin. They come against a Stoke side who, if you watched last Friday when they played West Brom, they played some absolutely beautiful football. They were spraying it round. Vrancic in the middle with Joannan looked like a really naughty pairing. Honestly, the way they were playing, it was like watching Barca and then Stephen Fletcher up top. But Powell looks very good at the moment, and I think they're a very, very well-drilled, well-oiled side. Michael O'Neill is looking pretty good there at the top. They're pushing, they're knocking on the door of that automatics, and I think they're going to struggle, though, against Sheffield United, because they are going to want... Djukanovic will want to bounce back, and I think they're going to struggle. But I think it will be 1-1. I forgot about this game when I did my intro and said that Birmingham versus the West Brom is the biggest game of the week. This is the biggest game of the week. The final game, the Welsh derby, Swansea versus Cardiff. 2 sides which have had absolute stinkers so far this season. Swansea have won 1 in their last 5 games against Cardiff, who have lost 5 on the bounce. But you know what that means. Form means nothing in this game. This game will be huge. It'll be a great game to watch on Sunday. I would highly recommend watching it, and I can't decide. I've been scribbling down my notes on this, and every time I look at it and look at the stats and think about it and look at the 2 sides, I keep changing my mind. Even though Cardiff have looked so poor recently, I think they're going to nick something here. And I think the centre-back's going to be scoring. You know what happens with Cardiff. Players like Kiefer Moore, Flint, Morrison, I think it's going to be a scrappy game, and those are the kind of fighters that you need in this game. I'm going to go for a 2-1 away win to Cardiff. An absolutely huge thank you for watching, guys. If you haven't already, please like, comment and subscribe. But as I said, comment your predictions. Let me know what you guys are thinking, because I love to see what you guys think, and then we can either laugh at you or laugh at me. It's all fun and games on here. All love, all peace and love on this channel. But thank you for watching, guys. Bucket Hat Sam over and out. Goodbye.